2, 1. All right, and welcome back to race number 3 of the Kite Foil League Leadbetter Classic. The kiters are lining up again, and we should be under 20 seconds or 10 seconds here. Looks like they're accelerating down at the pin end here. So we are, and that is go. So here we are. Let's see, I believe that is Marcus on the yellow kite. Looks like he tried a port tack start, but that did not go well. Ducking all these kites is going to be really costly for him, so that is not a good look.
A few kiters tacking out already. I see Brian Satterberg, second blue kite, and I'm not sure who that first blue kite to go right is, but they're going to be heading up right by that break wall. And even just watching yesterday at the Friday night races, you can see all those people watching these kites. There's quite a spectacle, and they're going to be buzzing by that break wall, which will be pretty fun for everyone to watch.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool thing, and it's a Saturday, so there's a bunch of people out there watching, which is really cool for kite racing and Santa Barbara as well. You can see the very cool scenery in the background, cool hills, cool water, and looks awesome. So these kites are definitely putting on a show. But we got definitely the top group headed over to this right-hand corner.
Yeah, that blue kite in the right looking to be pretty nicely headed into that righty, and Will here, another great start in that green fly surfer, but maybe he waited a little bit too long to come back to the right, as he seems to be headed back into these kiters on the right. And yes, there is Evan, the first to come out of the right, and he will probably be looking really nice as he comes across. He seems to be fiddling with his board a little bit. That looks probably some kelp. Yeah, he's splashing down.
Oh, you can
another,
see
that's Noah in the background there. Crazy board going up and down like a Bronco. And it's got to be kelp there.
Yeah, and this is Kai Caller tacking over. Looks like he'll be leading this group. And that's Hantos in the white kite coming across. And I believe that might be Casey coming across in that fly surfer there. And maybe that's Will Sear. Looks
hard to tell from this angle, but Kai is definitely ripping across this right-hand corner back into the middle of the race course.
Yeah, it looks like he chose a very nice line upwind, not leading out to the right-hand side and then coming across and consolidating that lead again. So here we flip back to the drone. This is Kai Caller with a solid lead going upwind here. And it looks like my mistake, Will Sear is down to leeward of him there.
Yeah, it seems like the guys that can just hit that perfect lay line and come off the start and find that line through the kelp and in that righty seem to always be coming out on top, and that's what Kai just did, and it's definitely paying for him.
Yeah, and I think there's some misconception that kiting is not very tactical, but you can definitely see that there's switching up on who's leading, and definitely choosing that right lay line and wind attack on different pressure is definitely a pretty big game changer.
Yeah, a lot of it today seems to be coming down to fleet management. And wow, is that Will there? He seems to be dialing in his lay lines lately because he is barely making those lay lines, but it is paying for him because he is in the lead again.
Yeah, nice start, nice decision to tack across, and there's Evan doing that little back roll to clear kelp, it looks like, in front of that big group. So he's definitely going to slow everyone down and create an even bigger gap for these two leading here.
This is not a trick contest, but Evan definitely has my vote for the day.
Yeah, that was a nice little back roll there.
Probably didn't help him in the race, though. It looked like there was quite a big pack behind him, so he's going to be battling with them as Will and Kai are out on their own in the lead, just where they want to be.
Yeah, you can see a nice little pressure rolling down the middle here for both these kiters. So probably not a big gain for either of them, but nice to hit that pressure and then come back across the middle of the course here.
These kites work off of apparent wind so much that any change in the true wind changes their angle drastically. And I think we're seeing the wind build a little bit. We're definitely seeing more blue sky out there. It seems to be they're a little bit more comfortable on their kites now, and that could bring their lay lines a lot earlier, and they seem to be jiving and hitting that lay line really early right now.
Yeah, but definitely that group behind is not as far back as we thought, so definitely some there's a bunch of kiters kind of chomping on the heels of Kai and Will.
Yeah, not sure who this fly server is, but they are flying downwind right now. I'm definitely going to be in the mix here at the bottom gate.
Yep, for sure. I believe it might be Casey. And I think that's Kai. You can definitely see Kai on the far right on that. No, that's not. Or maybe it is. I think he has seaweed, and you can definitely see him leaning really far back there. And I think that's just to keep his nose up out of the water. And yeah, he is not going super fast there. And it looks like, I believe Evan took this second place here pretty handily by clearing that kelp at the top mark. So that was a huge gain for him. It looked like it might have been slow, but huge gains for that downwind. And that's it looks like it was Kai, Casey, Noah, and not sure who that fifth black kite is, or sixth. Fifth or sixth, not really sure.
Seems to like most of the kiters are choosing not to do that extra jibe and just round that left-hand gate. I think it seems like the right thing to do. You know, you round that left gate, you minimize your maneuver, and then you're headed right to the right-hand side, which seems to be favored today.
Yep, but you definitely see that seaweed in the water.
Oh yeah, you saw that seaweed in the water. Now is that Will with the fly surfer definitely splashing around a lot, and right behind that in that black kite also hit a patch there. Yeah. You can see them wobbling right here as these kiters are making it out of the right-hand corner now, trying to get back to the left, getting out of that kelp, and hopefully staying up on their foils going fast.
Yeah, so here's Will Sear coming back across that, probably on a nice ley line if the pass is any indication. And it looks like, I believe that's Evan Heffernan over on that left side, staying clear of seaweed and trying to just go fast. We'll see if that pays for him in the long run.
Yeah, on a regular race course, splitting when you're in the lead like that is usually not the most conservative thing to do, but maybe he knows the local waters, and he knows where the kelp is and where the wind is, and he's confident in his maneuver. So he's coming back now and not looking great here, but we'll see.
Yeah, and there's definitely those 4 or 5 kiters behind these two, which have always seemed closer than we think. So we'll see as we pan back, hopefully in a little bit. But yeah, Evan not making too big a gains over here. So I think that right side is definitely paying if you can survive that seaweed. And there's a kite we just saw down, so it's definitely light. If you're not really on your game, you're definitely going to put your kite in the water.
Evan going for attack there, just out of frame. Meaning Will is probably close to that ley line. Looking good for Will, and not bad for Evan in second. He'll be happy with that.
But it looks like Will Sear is going to be okay. We might have been a little laggy there or something, but jump to the top mark. Will Sear in first, Evan Heffernan in second, and it looks like I can see that blue kite of Kite Calder in that third place.
Seems like the fleet has really spread out on the second upwind. It was really tight on that first downwind, but now everyone seems to be locked into their spot. Maybe the kelp, maybe speed. Oh, and Will is completely slowing down here and turning upwind, jumping out of the water. That has to be some seaweed on his foil. And Evan, or is this Kai?
No,
this is Evan.
Evan.
Evan on the blue ozone, well in the lead here.
Yeah, definitely seems like staying clear of all the kelp and sailing your own race is definitely paying for him right now. It didn't always look like the right idea, but Evan proving us wrong. So props to him at the moment. But there is more than half a downwind leg to go.
Yeah, Evan from native Santa Barbara boy, he's definitely has his eyes trained for that kelp, and it's definitely working today.
Yeah, normally he wears some gnarly goggles which I believe should be polarized, and you can definitely see better with those. But I think he had a gnarly wipeout and broke them or scratched them or something. But he's not wearing them this weekend. But it does not seem to be affecting him too much. But yeah, coming across this boat wake, which is another opportunity for some kind of mess up where the bubbles in the water will have an effect on the foil. You can see a little wobble maybe there, but handled that very well. Coming down, you can see all this this side chop from the break wall, but yeah, he's very locked in.
Yeah, you can see his body really hunched over the board here. Sometimes when you are expecting to hit a kelp or a wave or a boat chop, you want to be really conservative on board, and that could be maybe leaning over the board a little bit more than usual, or that's his normal stance. Seems like every kiter has their kind of own unique body position that works best for them.
Yeah, definitely. I think body size and what your strengths are definitely play into position of or how you ride. Definitely, if you're from like San Francisco with big wind, I think you tend to ride a little different. Or if you're from someplace like San Diego or Santa Barbara with a little bit lighter wind, your technique may be a little bit different as well.
So Evan coming across in race number 3, taking that win, and look at that, doing a little flip. Maybe this one was a little more
double
fun
back
than,
roll.
this one might have been a little more fun than clearing kelp at the top mark, but it works for him. And there's Will Sear, another great spot for him. Seems to be holding on to that second spot. And Kai Calder in third.
All right, that was a pretty sweet race, and stay tuned for race 4 coming right up.